Ladies and gentlemen, tayari tension imeingia kule Nairobi CBD. Vijana wameamka mapema, watu wameanza kuoccupy CBD, watu wamejaa kule, watu wamevaa zile bandana, wengine wamebeba zile placards ambazo zina maandishi tofauti tofauti. Watu wamejitokeza, sio vijana peke yake, lakini pia hata wamama, hata wazee, wengi wao wamejitokeza pale kwa streets. Jana walivyomaliza kufanya maombi pale, kuna baadhi yao ambao walikesha, lakini pia kuna watu ambao wameamka mapema kukutana kule town na kuandamana. As we speaking, maandamano na kile kitu ambacho kinafanyika ama kinaendelea kule Nairobi sasa hivi, especially CBD, inaonekana bado vurugu havijaanza. Bado watu wana protest kama kawaida, kusema RUTO must go, kusema one time na slogans zingine ambazo wanatumia kawaida kwenye protest. Watu wamejiandaa vizuri, watu wamevaa watu wamebeba zile Occupy Nairobi, Occupy State House, ambayo pia nafikiri ni moja kati ya zile njia ama njama ambazo vijana wanapanga kwamba wanataka kuoccupy State House ama waende kule ambapo vijana walishutiwa na kuweka maua. Pia tumeona kiongozi ambaye ni Kalonzo Musyoka na kundi lake ambalo nitakuchezea video hiyo uone kitu ambacho kimeendelea. Lakini kabla tufike hapo, ladies and gentlemen, ni kuombe kwamba subscribe kwenye channel hii, utakuwa umenipa support kubwa sana. Lakini pia kama tayari umesubscribe, ningekuomba ulike video hii, lakini pia unipe opinion yako kwenye comment section. Wewe siku ya leo unaionaje? Maombi yako ni yapi kwa wale watu ambao watatokea kule nje na kufanya protest? Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine, and this finds you in good health. My name is Madini Classic and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, ningeomba nikuchezee video hii so that you can see the situation in Nairobi CBD right now, kile kitu ambacho kinaendelea. Lakini pia kumbuka, siku ya leo mapolisi wametumia njia tofauti. Tumezoea kwamba asubuhi kama sasa hivi huwa wameweka magari pale ambazo ziko na zile vitoa machozi, ile maji ya mwasho. Lakini siku ya leo wamefanya tofauti kidogo, wameweka zile nyaya za umeme ambazo zinaweza zikapiga mtu shock. Lakini pia kuna baadhi ya watu ambao wanasema huenda ikifika jioni hizi majenzi watabeba, watapeleka makwao. Sasa hivi protest bado imeanza very peacefully, vijana wako kule streets. Siwezi nikasema kwamba kuna vurugu ambayo tayari imeanza ama sehemu ama mali ambayo tayari imeharibika, labda baadaye, kwa sababu bado watu wanajikusanya, watu wanaingia pale town wengi, watu wameanza kujaa CBD, wameanza kuoccupy. Labda nikupe tu nafasi hii uone kitu ambacho kinaendelea kule Nairobi CBD.
Aniaje?
Ladies and gentlemen, pia tumemwona Kalonzo Musyoka ambaye anapinga serikali hii na watu wake wakina Wamalwa kama wameamka mapema kweli na wamebeba maua, walikuwa wanaenda kuweka maua ya ile sehemu ya kule State House, hizo sehemu ambazo wale vijana walikuwa wamefariki, ili tu kuwafariji na kuwakumbuka. Pia amezungumza vitu vingi, amesema kwamba zile vitu ambavyo vinafanyika Nairobi, especially kule CBD, vile vitu ambavyo vinaleta kelele, vile vitu ambavyo vinafanywa mpaka magoons wanakuwa pale, ni kazi ya William Ruto na Sakaja. Amezungumzia mambo mengi kadha wa kadhaa ambazo ningetamani sana umsikilize pia akizungumza. Then we come back.
For example, the story was so sad. He had just qualified to go to the university, and his ambition was to go complete his studies, come and build a house for his mother. He was not able to do that. But we all got together with the county government of Makueni. We were able at least to give that lady a house within 1 month when we were burying Brian. So that was in 2023. In 2024, young Kenyans, the Gen Zs, caught world attention, and even today I'm quite sure the international community is watching. I've heard BBC and others. The lead item is about remembrance of the very brilliant and bold young Kenyans who came to the streets to, again, in furtherance partly to the issue of high cost of living, but they were now saying this was now being strongly enshrined through the infamous finance bill of 2024. So they came out, armed only with bottles of water, their national flags, and their telephones. And they did what actually became a very heroic action. So today we want to remember them. I remember, for example, Eric Kialo was shot on the head by a sniper's bullet, and remember young Kennedy Odhiambo very innocently in Rongai, and we had the testimony of his mother when we went for the memorial service at All Saints Cathedral. Young people. And then after that, the culture of abductions followed. They didn't stop at killing the young Kenyans, but they followed this now with high-handedness. The Sumbarus, the famous Sumbarus. I remember, by the way, in 2023, I was myself put under house arrest. I was not allowed to come out because previous week we went all the way to Wote and other places. We were all over. So brutality has been the order of the day of this Kenya Kwanza administration. Now, today, we just want to remember these young people. Yesterday, when we were launching the People's Restorative Justice Commission, we made it very clear that our intention today was to come and lay wreaths in remembrance of these young people. And I think that is, as their parents are entitled, and other Kenyans are entitled. We also actually said clearly, we've been saying it, today is a public holiday. Indeed, it is now going to, is it 9 o'clock? And I've never seen the streets of Nairobi being so clear. Easy traffic today. A lot of Kenyans have chosen to stay at home in sympathy with what happened on the 25th of June, 2024. That is where we are here. Eugene made it clear, if there are people wielding machetes, pangas, and burungus, that is not our culture. And it is time, we now need to make it clear when the rungu wielding people, they are demonstrating against the killing of Robert Ojwang, right? Then these people came. They came out carrying rungus and wherever. They did not stop there. Yeah? Not the young people. The organized gangs are the ones who rained terror on shop owners in the streets, in Koinange Street, in Kaunda Street. I remember people who are the electronic shops, for example. Even the police were helping themselves. Amazing. So I think that we need to call them out and to say that this country changed forever politically. The governance of this country changed forever on the 25th of June last year. And that's why we are here. And therefore nobody can wish that away. As you heard us say yesterday, we set up the PRDC, right, led by Justin Muturi, and we know that the world attention will be drawn to that because men and women all over the world want justice. Justice for Juang, justice heroes of 25th of June. And today, as we speak, not a single penny has been paid by this administration to the either victims, of course, are gone, but also their relatives, also victims. Not a single penny. And yet we actually remember when for example, ODM joined this administration outside KICC, one of the points in the 10-point agenda was compensation. Even I think in Homa Bay, Raila tried to remind them, okay? Nobody, it's like talking to a stone. This is why we cannot understand why those people, anybody would have wanted to join them. So we have set up a People's Commission, Justice Commission. And we know the world will be coming in, and if you look at the quality and the membership of that commission led by Justin Muturi, it is the best we could think of doing, and we must thank our brother Justin Muturi for agreeing to chair that, because his credentials will even attract all attention, perhaps even support, because I think the media will be invited to hear all these stories, some of which we heard yesterday, and so we must get our country back. That's why we are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe to Mheshimiwa Eugene, you've seen the huge security apparatus deployment in town and CBD even at Parliament. What does this speak?
I think it speaks of a government that is paranoid, a government that's afraid of its own shadow, a government that's afraid of its own children, and looking at what has happened since 2023 to 2024, we haven't had any follow-up in terms of justice for the victims. Justice delayed is justice denied. We're not talking of just 1 year. We are talking of 2 years. Over 2 years, nothing. And today I think we must thank the church for standing very, very strongly with the families. We were able and we had all churches coming together, the evangelicals, and they all came together, and we prayed with the families and the victims of welcomed us here for their first mass, and Father prayed for the children who lost their lives, for the families that are still traumatized today. The Catholic Church has also, as of yesterday, announced prayers for the families this coming Sunday, 29th, across the country in all the churches. This really is very comforting for the families. Looking at a system, a government that is very insensitive, that does not care or has no intention of rendering justice to the victims. So as the People's Opposition, I think today we are here to stand in solidarity with the families. Some of them were with us yesterday. Some of them were with us for Mass this morning. And we have flowers. We want to march with these families just to Parliament across the road to lay these flowers at the gates of Parliament where our slain heroes fell. That is why we're here today. And we're asking RUTO and his government, the least, you kill these children. They were unarmed. Today they are coming unarmed to commemorate, to remember their brothers, their sisters, their fallen colleagues. The least you can do is allow them to commemorate, allow the families to mourn. But for you to unleash the heavy security we are seeing here today, and the goons that we know have been mobilized and on their way to this town, is really adding insult to injury. We will not accept this, and we'll stand with the families. Thank you.
Thank you. As our leaders have said, we are here to observe this day, the 25th of June, when we lost our children to police brutality. I think I just want to reiterate that this day is a very special day for Kenya. It's a day that the least that this government can do is step back and let Kenyans do what they want to do today, to mourn their children. It's very unfortunate that the government would want to dictate to parents, to brothers and sisters, how they will mourn their children. A government can never do that. Let parents come out, let brothers and sisters come out, let Kenyans come out and mourn our children, and we shall retreat back home. We'll have sent the message, we'll have honored these children who are our heroes. In Parliament, I'm here with my Deputy Minority Leader from the National Assembly. As members of Parliament, we shall go to Parliament and lay wreaths in commemoration of the children that were killed in Parliament. The least that the leadership, entire leadership of Parliament can do is to join all of us to go and lay those wreaths in honor of those children and in honor of the institution of Parliament. I thank you.
All right. Maybe Minority Leader. Parliament today is surrounded by very interesting
thank you. You know, I'm a member of the House Business Committee of the National Assembly. And the last 3-4 weeks, every time we have our meetings, one of the agendas that comes up is that on the 25th of June this year, we shouldn't remember our fallen heroes. And it's surprising, as of today morning, they have allowed that as members of Parliament we can go and lay our wreaths, but they have said that our leaders and the parents and the victims of police brutality, including some who are with us here that were abducted, are not allowed. And you know what surprises me is that this is a people's house. The House of Parliament is actually a house that should be visited by any citizen. Even State House can be visited by any citizen because that belongs to the country, to the people. So I am surprised because they have told us we can go alone. I don't know. I'm even wondering how I'll be feeling there laying flowers alone without the parents of the victims. But since they have said that is the case, that is what we'll do. But then I just want to say that the government needs to stop being paranoid. They need to stop this fear. We are unarmed. You've seen us here. We are unarmed. But if you go outside the roads there, these are very heavily armed police officers. You know, there is almost 20 police officers to every one of us. But you will see them attempt to intimidate us. You will see them stop us from even going into Parliament. They've cordoned off the city. They've told people not to drive into the city with their cars. So even though we said it's a public holiday, we didn't mean that people shouldn't be allowed to come to mourn. We only meant people shouldn't go to work, let us mourn together. Otherwise, we shall be doing that work in Parliament, and we hope that today will be a peaceful day. We hope those goons that they normally unleash on us are not released, because if they do that, then they're the ones that will be destroying the country. With those few remarks, thank you very much.
What
Yes.
becomes of House business? What becomes of House business today? Because they sit in the House Business Committee. There was a direction from Speaker Wetangula that Interior CS Murkomen was to appear today and give a statement about Albert Ojwang. Is that still on?
It's not on the, that has been cancelled. It's not in the order paper for today. I mean, even Parliament knows that it might not be business as usual. But I've heard the Interior CS has been walking the streets of Nairobi with Arungu himself, trying to intimidate Kenyans. I think those are the mistakes. They keep making mistake after mistake. He should just stay in his office, allow the police to keep peace. And by the way, they don't even need to be in riot gear. We are not coming to riot, we are just coming with flowers. I don't know whether anyone saw someone hit someone with a flower and hurt them.
I think on behalf of the victims, we can have Kavuli represent the rest.
So we've come today here to celebrate this special day for us as young people of this country. 25th is very special because that's when the young people, changed the political landscape of this country. We want to say that the police should not be tear gassing people who are shooting us. We are very peaceful, as always you've been peaceful. We want to request the police to give us some time to celebrate in peace. As my leaders have said, we would like to go and lay flowers in Parliament, though we've seen that they put some wire meshes there. Maybe they want to electrocute us. We don't know. But we hope that police are going to restrain themselves from shooting or tear gassing peaceful protesters. I want to request all young people in the country to come in large numbers and air their views, march peacefully. As Robert has said, Parliament is a house of the people. We are allowed to go there anytime we want, so long as we are peaceful, so long as we won't cause violence. And so, to conclude, I want to ask William RUTO, the president, if he's not able to lead this country, he can simply resign. We have other people who can lead this country. He doesn't have to be the president anyway. And you can't lead people by force. So if he's not able to lead this country, he should just step aside. We have another election. We elect the person or the people who are going to represent us. Thank you.
Perhaps, Excellency, SKM, you had spoken earlier, but please speak to this.
I like your gear.
Thank you very much. Please speak to this.
Yeah.
The fact that the young people who are to come to the streets today appeared to be very ready for their death. That bad. That's what they're speaking about on social media. That tomorrow I will go to the streets and I will die. What does that speak about this particular country? And the government had stated that yes, Kenyans have a right, according to Article 37, to peaceably and unarmed assemble and demonstrate. Today we are seeing the city, it's like there's a curfew or something for people not to access the city. This government, including the IG, who yesterday assured Kenyans of their right under Article 37, is the same government that today has locked down the city. Please speak to these two issues. The fact that the children are saying we are going to die, but we'll still go to the streets.
I can understand as a parent why these children are angry. Because they were mauled down, they were shot and killed, they were maimed. And a year after, and in our case actually 2 years, since 2023, nothing has happened. William RUTO called them treasonous people. They are committing acts of treason, and therefore no sympathy for them.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, kitu ambacho kinafanyika Nairobi sasa hivi ukiangalia kwa makini, it's very clear kwamba watu wameamua, watu wamejitolea, watu wamesema kwamba siku ya leo ni siku ambayo lazima ipewe heshima yake, ni siku ambayo lazima watu wajitokeze, hata kama kuna threats nyingi, kuna zile pressure, vitu ambavyo watu wanaona kule nje, lakini watu wameinsist, wakasema kwamba lazima wakuwe kwenye street, lazima wachukue siku hii kama very special day. Sijui wewe unategemea habari hizi ukiwa wapi? Labda kwenye comment section pia unaweza ukaniambia una watch channel hii ukiwa sehemu gani, lakini pia habari hizi wewe unazipata ukiwa wapi? Pengine uko Nairobi, pengine uko nje ya nchi, pengine uko nje ya town, mahali popote ambapo ulipo, tafadhali niambie wewe hizi habari unazipokea ukiwa wapi. Lakini pia ladies and gentlemen, tujue kwamba sasa hivi kuna special military force ambayo serikali imeteua. Ukiangalia kwa makini leo, mtu kama Murkomen alikuwa anafanya ziara asubuhi sana Nairobi, na ametembea na mapolisi na watu wengine ambao wako nao. So wametembea, wamefanya ziara tofauti tofauti. Kuna baadhi ya watu ambao wamewekwa kuangalia kile kitu ambacho kitafanyika Nairobi CBD siku ya leo. Huenda ikatokea peacefully, huenda pia kukatokea na vurugu, kwa sababu tunaelewa vijana wetu wakati ambapo wameona threat, wao pia watahave ku retaliate, right? So hicho ndo kitu ambacho kinaendelea Nairobi sasa hivi. Kuna tension kubwa sana, watu wamejaa pale town, wanangojea kuona a million march to State House. That is the plan, na hicho ndo kitu wanataka. Now ladies and gentlemen, jana tulizungumza na tukafanya analysis about the prayer that was going on kule archive, lakini pia tulizungumzia mambo ya Murkomen na watu wengine ambao wapo kwenye serikali hii, watu ambao wamezungumza vitu tofauti tofauti kwa kile kitu ambacho kinafanyika leo. Lakini kitu kikubwa ambacho nataka nishare na wewe ni kwamba vijana wako tayari. Yani ukikaa tu chini ukiangalia inaonekana wako tayari, lakini pia yule kiongozi ambaye tayari amejitokeza, naweza nikasema kwamba yule ambaye amejitokeza amedecide kwamba yeye anataka kuride na watu ambao wameamua kukua kwenye streets ni Kalonzo Musyoka na wakina Wamalwa vile nimekwambia. Naamini kwamba umeangalia video hiyo, wamezungumza na watu, wamezungumza na press asubuhi ya leo. Lakini pia tujui kama kuna viongozi wengine ambao watajumuika na vijana siku hii ya leo, na sijui kama pia watapata nafasi hiyo kufika kule State House kufanya maombi yao kule vile walikuwa wamepanga. Lakini pia habari ya kijana ambaye alikuwa amepotea, mwenye anasemekana kwamba yeye ndo alikuwa ametengeneza timetable ya maandamano hii after amepost kule X, hajapatikana na watu bado hawajasikia story yake iko vipi ama kunaendaje. Ladies and gentlemen, natamani sana uniambie wewe mahali huko kunaendaje, sehemu huko ni kitu gani ambacho kinafanyika. At least pia sisi tujue kwamba sehemu huko labda watu wanaandamana ama watu hawaandamani, there is peace. Tafadhali tuambie kwenye comment section kwamba sehemu huko ni kitu gani ambacho kinaendelea. Vijana wanapanga kumarch to State House. What do you think? Unafikiri ni kitu ambacho kitakuwa rahisi? Naamini kwamba watu wakiungana nguvu ikiwa moja kitu kitafanyika, lakini plan ni marching to State House. Hiyo ndio kitu kikubwa ambacho kinafanyika. Ladies and gentlemen, naomba uchukue nafasi hii kwenye comment section. Tell me what you think about the day today. Nimeshare na wewe clips ambazo tayari ile tension ambayo imeanza kule CBD already, lakini pia ukumbuke nimekuchezea sauti ya picha na sauti ya Kalonzo Musyoka akizungumza na Wakenya kuhusu siku ya leo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a returning subscriber, let me say thank you very much and I value your existence in this channel. Lakini pia kama wewe ni mgeni kwenye channel hii, niseme asante na karibu kwa familia. Ladies and gentlemen, naomba nikuache nayo machache. Let's meet on the next episode of the day. As I promised, siku ya leo kila kitu ambacho kitakuwa kinafanyika kitafika kwenye meza yetu, na naamini na nafurahi kwamba utakuwa mtu wa kwanza kabisa kupata habari hizi ya zile vitu vyote ambavyo vinafanyika Nairobi siku ya leo, zinafanyika Kenya siku ya leo. Hii ni protest ya nchi mzima, sio Nairobi peke yake. Alright, kwa hiyo kila kitu ambacho kitakuwa kinafanyika siku ya leo utaipata hapa, na kuomba tu kwamba stay with me kwenye channel hii. Unaweza ukasubscribe, pia ufinye button ya notification so that each and every time tukifanya hizi updates unakuwa mtu wa kwanza kabisa kupata hizi updates zetu. Ladies and gentlemen, watu vile nimekuambia wana expect kuona viongozi wengine ni wakina nani ambao watajumuika na majenzi kwa kile kitu ambacho kinafanyika leo. Kwa kumbukumbu hii tayari tumemwona mmoja, bado watu wana expect kwamba weda kutakuwa na mwingine ambaye atajitokeza kwa siku ya leo kuona ni kitu gani ambacho kinafanyika. Kama kuna vitu ambavyo vitafanyika, habari hizo utazipata hapa hapa. Let me say bye bye for now. Let's meet in the next episode of the day.